Ole Miss versus Georgia. What a game, man. What a game. Oh, man. First of all, shout out to Ole Miss. Y'all was the underdog. Y'all came out victorious. Let's break down the game right quick. Man, there's so much to break down. That was a long game. The game lasted longer than it was supposed to. Just when you thought the game was going to end, it didn't end. And when you thought it was going to end again, it didn't end. Basically, first of all, I want to say this. If you can tell the rest really wanted Georgia to win, and Georgia really blew that game because they was up plenty of the game, and they was up and had multiple opportunities to add to a lead. They just didn't. And there was times they went to went away with field goals and then go away with touchdowns as they could have or as they did in years past. Or this season past. And of course, Georgia been winning them close games as well. But Ole Miss kicker, shout out to Carnell. I think that's how you say his name. I want to make sure I say it right. I think he made sure that he kept him in the game with his leg. But that's another the way how Georgia lost the game. They was coming away with field goals to start. It's a defensive game to start, but they was coming away with field goals. And yeah, Georgia scored the first touchdown, but there was field goals being made. Georgia didn't want Georgia didn't want give touchdowns. Georgia didn't do touchdowns like they could have, like they should have basically. You know what I'm saying? They went away with field goals. As an Ole Miss was giving field goals, Georgia could have went with field goals. Then I'm gonna say this, man. When it comes to Chambers, I don't want to just make it look like Georgia just lost his game, man. Chambers for Ole Miss, man. That boy's a winner. That boy's a baller. That boy, he was hungry. He was hungry. He wanted to win that game. I'm talking about he was hungry to the next degree. I'm talking about he was so hungry, like he was making winning plays, running around there. Y'all see them two plays he made to keep the ball, keep the play, plays, not only alive at the end, but he made them happen because he made a defender come up, and as the defender came up, they were straight dump offs. Then the yards after catch, that one that he did to give him the game-winning field goal at the end, what we thought was a game-winning field goal, even though it was a safety at the end. Still, but just that one play, that one-on-one, the wide receiver beat him off the one-on-one, just he made a lot of winning plays. So I would say to look ahead to that Miami game, it's gonna be a game because Miami don't really mess up a lot with defensive line. Defensively they're gonna be there to ball. See, but it's gonna come down to whether or not if Carson Beck will be able to make them winning plays like Chambers did, because he just showed against a Georgia team that he could make them winning plays. Is Carson Beck gonna be able to do the same? And that's gonna be one to be seen. You know what I'm saying? As far as the Georgia quarterback, I know he in years past showed up, but he didn't play his best game in the sense. And like I said, it was a defensive game. Like I said, it was a game really for Georgia to take. They just didn't take it. Like I said, they was up. When they had that was it that 21-12 lead for the longest, they could have added on to that lead. They didn't. Ole Miss stayed afloat. Even with Ole Miss missing that, I know it's in like a big game, a big lead, but still at the end of the day, like Ole Miss was struggling to score and Georgia didn't take advantage. But like I said, Miami, if they struggle to score, I think Ole Miss can take advantage. Hey.